So, we've heard about Paul Newman and Michelle Nichon's organic restaurant dressing room, but did you know Paul also gave the green light to his daughter Nell to start what is now one of the most well-known organic food brands in the country?
Probably about 2 years into my career as a fundraiser for a small nonprofit, I was beginning to realize how hard it was to raise money, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to do what Dad's doing? You know, I was looking at what Dad was doing, and he was very generous in letting me make recommendations to him about different nonprofits to fund, and I thought, wow, maybe I could do what he's doing, do it a little differently, utilize organic ingredients, and then be able to fund worthy nonprofits.
In 1993, Nell approached Paul to start Newman's Own Organics, a totally separate entity from Newman's Own. Newman's Own offered a few organic options, but Nell's vision was a line that sold all organic fare. But convincing her dad, a meat and potatoes kind of guy, wasn't easy.
To convince Dad that it was a good idea was a little tricky. You know, his experience with what he thought organic was, my mom's efforts to make stuff in the 70s, like nut loaf with yeast gravy, which probably wasn't organic anyways and just tasted awful.
In order to add an organic division to Newman's Own, Nell knew that she had to convince her dad that eating organic isn't what it used to be. So she secretly made an all-organic traditional Thanksgiving dinner to change his mind.
And I made his 100% organic Thanksgiving dinner, very traditional, you know, turkey with peas and stuffing and mashed potatoes and pumpkin pie. And when he finished wiping his plate clean, I said, so, how'd you like your organic Thanksgiving dinner? And he got it. He understood it didn't have to be heavy in whole wheat to be organic. It could be regular food. And so that was his aha moment.
But what does organic mean? We asked a few people and found that it's not the easiest thing to explain.
It means
just like earthy and something that should be healthy.
Something that's different.
I don't particularly know what the meaning is, but I think it's good food.
So what does it mean when produce is certified organic? Well, it means the farmers have gone through a long certification process. Everything from where they get their water to the history of their soil. But essentially, what you need to know as a consumer is that when fruits and vegetables are certified organic, it means that no chemicals or pesticides were used when growing the crops.
The misconception used to be that organic was, you know, funny looking and wrinkled and didn't taste good. And that is completely changed. Organic produce looks beautiful, tastes good. That's why chefs use it. How are you? I'm good. Oh, beautiful. And you guys have the nice basil, too.
Nell set out to dispel the old myth that organic food is unappealing by making a line of snacks you would never guess are organic.
You know, we do nostalgia food, cookies, Fig Newmans, pretzels, our Newmanos.
I mean, how do you argue with an organic Oreo, you know? It seems like there's a real mass appeal to that, and I wonder, was that something you set out to do?
Yes.
In the company? Yes.
We definitely set out to make nostalgia foods, things people were familiar with and, you know, that they could relate to. Something familiar, a familiar product that happened to be organic. Because that's our motto, great tasting products that happen to be organic. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to convince Dad to do a 9-grain pretzel. That wouldn't be his idea of a good time. So we did a great white flour pretzel that's 100% organic, and he loves them.
Paul's not the only one who loves them. Newman's Own Organics is growing and becoming a mainstream choice across the country.
And it's not necessarily this left-leaning, tree-hugging choice for food anymore, you know, or that it's relegated to, you know, just the health food stores.
Not a lot of people were doing that when we started 15 years ago. Things tended to be really heavy in whole wheat. So, I mean, you know, I don't mean to brag, but I think we really did sort of open up a lot of those doors.
Although Newman's Own Organics has been going strong for about 15 years, Nell is still about the food and one simple message.
Eat your vegetables, eat your whole grains, and have a nice organic cookie that tastes good.
Coming up next, Paul and Michelle show us how they've made it easy for the Westport community to go green.
I've always said Joanne was the best-looking tomato in the kitchen.
And later, I cook an organic recipe inspired by dressing room.
This is a recipe that just is in love with farmers markets.